What's up, all you cats and coders? This is Kevin from Happy Coding. Welcome to today's video, Let's Code Challenge, whatever you want to call it. So over the last few days, I've been doing an event called January, and the idea is that every day you get a different prompt, and that prompt gives you some ideas for some creative coding projects you can work on. So I've done quite a few of these. And you can look at happycoding.io, go to the examples section, or check down here if it's in the next couple days, or just look at my old videos for some examples of those. But I've been having a lot of fun with it, so I think I'm just going to continue with that today. So let's see. So today is January 29, and the prompt is any shape none can touch. And I didn't have any like brilliant ideas for this. I'm not sure if I had brilliant ideas for any of them, but this one was particularly kind of not super inspiring for me. But that's totally fine, because one of my goal this year, even before I started doing January, was to kind of flesh out the example section of happycoding.io. So I think I'm going to just kind of combine the two ideas and go from there. So I am going to make a January project, but it's going to be more fueled by creating an example, and that's totally fine. So any shape none can touch. My idea is that I'm going to play with user input, and I'm going to do something like let the user click to create a circle, but if any of the circles touch, then they kind of pop, or they go away, they're deleted. So that's about as far as I got. That's my idea, and we'll see how it goes. So I'm going to hop over to the P5 editor, and we've got our gray canvas, beautiful. And so to get started, let me think about this. What I want to do is maybe define like a function, mouse pressed, maybe I'll do mouse released as well, function mouse released. So these functions are called automatically by P5 when the mouse is pressed or when you release the mouse. So when you click and when you release the button. And let me think about this. So what I want to do is maybe I'll have a set of variables up here. So like let circle filling, something like that, equals false. Let do I need a x and y? No, I don't think so. I can do that from mouse x and mouse y. And let me just think about this. So mouse press, mouse release. What I can do is say like circle filling equals true and circle filling equals false. Now I could just do like mouse is pressed, but I'm going to need this more specific variable in a second. So I know that I'm going to need it, so I'm going to use it. I'm going to create it right away. So then what I can do is something like if circle filling, then I'm going to need another variable called like, I don't know, circle size. Start at 0 maybe. And so I can do circle size plus plus. And I can do circle mouse x, mouse y, circle size. So let me read through this code for a second. So we got my variables. In draw, I check if the circle is filling, and if so, then I draw my circle. That's going to get me somewhere, maybe not very far, but we'll see. So I can, right now I'm not clicking my mouse, and now I'm going to click my mouse, and the circle fills, and I'm going to release my mouse, and the circle goes away. Okay, and that's because I'm never doing anything after I release. I just say I'm not filling, and therefore I don't draw the circle. So from here, I guess I'm going to need a class. That's a little frustrating, just because I was trying to keep this one a little more fundamental, but I don't think there's any way around it. Whatever. I think maybe it's good to have like a preview of some more advanced concepts in each example. So even though this is an example about user input, the fact that it introduces classes is maybe okay. I don't know. Whatever, we'll see. So maybe I'll have a class circle, and I'll have a constructor in that class, and constructor, and that class will take, or that constructor will take x, y, maybe size. And I can do this dot x equals x, this dot y equals y, and this dot size equals size. And then what do I need? I need maybe a draw function in my circle. So draw. And what I'll do is circle x, y, size. All right. So now I've got a circle and I've got a constructor and I've got a function that draws it. I'm also going to need arrays. Man, it's getting a little more advanced than I was planning. Maybe this will end up being a more advanced example. We'll see. Whatever. You don't have to worry about that. It'll already be categorized by the time you see this video. So whatever. So const circles equals an empty array, and now kind of here's the magic. What I need to do is add a circle when I release the mouse. So circles.push new circle, mouse x, mouse y, circle size, something like that. There's probably a few different ways I could do this, but this I think will work. And I think that what I want to do is only do this if circle filling is true. That way, later I'm going to set circle filling to false when, like if I need to pop a circle, but hopefully that makes sense. We'll see. And then the last thing I need to do is, you know, actually draw my circles. So for const circle of circles. Wait, no, that's gonna maybe break because it's like a function name. I'm not sure if it actually will, but whatever. Just to ease my paranoia, I'll just use C. So C.draw. So I'm gonna loop over my circles and draw all of them. And I'd already draw the circle that I'm drawing here, that I'm filling here. And whatever, let's just run this and see what breaks. So okay, nothing happens by default. It makes sense. So now I'm going to click. Cool. And now I'm going to release. And something broke. Of course it did. Let's see. Circle.draw error at line 116. That's not a line. Come on, p5. This is like in the, I guess, the final output, which is not super useful. X not being defined. Yeah, of course I need this dot. I always forget this. My Java brain does not accept that you need this dot everywhere. Fine JavaScript, you win. So now I'm filling, now I'm releasing, and cool, it stayed. And now I'm going to click and release again. And okay, I need to reset my circle size when I create a circle. So here I need to go circle size equals 0. And actually I can move this stuff out actually. I can always do that. So I only create a circle if I'm filling it, but otherwise I don't need to worry about whether I'm filling or not in order to reset stuff. So let's try it again. All right, filling, releasing. Okay. Now I'm going to click, and what I should see is the circle start from 0 again. And I do. Cool. Nice. So that works pretty well. But what I don't have yet is this concept of the, like when a circle touches another circle, it should kind of go away. None can touch is the idea here. So in order to do that, what I want to do is, so here I say like if circle filling, then I increase the circle. What I want to do is check if the circle is touching any of the existing circles. So to do that, I could create a function maybe, but maybe I'll just try to do it right here. So to check whether a circle overlaps another circle, what you can do is you can check their centers, and you check the distance between their centers, and if that distance is less than their radius values, then they're touching, because that's, like, by definition that's how circles work. So what I can do is, let's see. Yeah, what I can do is maybe do like a for loop, or actually can I do sum? Yeah, okay. So in JavaScript, there's a couple fancy array functions that you can use. So I can do like JavaScript array sum, I think it's called. I always kind of forget these, but yeah, it's sum. Again, this is maybe getting a little more advanced than I was intending, but it's okay. So what I want to do is if circles.sum, it's sum, yeah, it's sum. I always get confused if it's sum or any, but it kind of means the same thing. So, and then I'm going to put a function in there, and then I'm going to say like pop. So sum, and now here I put a function. I can define another function, but what I'll do is use an arrow function. So C, and then I need a function here. So syntax is gross. That formatting is gross. Let's hopefully I can fix that. So what I want to do is, I'll check whether this circle, whether an individual circle is overlapping with the circle I'm drawing. So what I want to do is, I think, return distance of c.x, c.y, mouse x, mouse y is less than, what do I want? Circle size divided by 2 plus c.size divided by 2, is that right? Maybe, will this work? Not really. How about that? Does this line up? Oh my god, P5, you're so finicky. You want to be down there? Is that what you want? All right, whatever. The formatting doesn't really matter, I guess. So I have my if, and I think what I can do here is circle filling equals false. So that's kind of that's why I created this variable in the first place. And I guess maybe I should have not done this just to demonstrate why we needed it. But I think what will happen is, now that I've set this to false, all of the other places that use it will work. So now I'll no longer draw the circle that I'm filling, and I will no longer create a circle when I release it. I think I actually do need to do circle size equals 0 too. I could maybe put that in a function or something, but whatever. All right, let's just see what broke. So I'm filling and I'm releasing, cool. I'm gonna put another one down here. Cool, so that hasn't broken. Now here comes the magic. Nice, all right, that worked. And so now let me move over here. Nice, 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 nice. Let's try this. Cool, that worked really well, actually. I'm pretty happy with that. You know, it's not like the fanciest creative coding exercise in the world, but it works. So something I just noticed is if I click inside of a circle, nothing happens. And I think that that's actually intended, because it's sort of like I try to create a circle and it pops just right away. So that's cool. That's what I want. So from here, there are a few things I could do. One thing that I'll try right away is creating like a random color. So maybe here I'll say like this dot, can I do this dot color equals color random 255 random 255 random 255, favorite line of code. And then here I'll do fill color. Will this work? I think this, I need this dot, this dot, this dot. That's one of the reasons you need this dot, I think, so that you can like disambiguate what the scope of the variable is. So now my circles should all have random colors. Cool. I kind of, I'm not sure if it's like the fact that it's, oh, gross. What's this doing? Oh, I see. So I need to reset my fill up here. So actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I think maybe I'll move this line somewhere. So I'll say like, let circle color, and then down here I'll say circle color equals random. And this is part of my resetting. So I need to do that here. I need to do that. So I guess actually now that I'm thinking about this, I can do all of this logic. Instead of having this in a few different places, I'll just put this in mouse pressed. So I'll reset it right before I start drawing a circle. So that lets me do what? That lets me get rid of this line. It's not a huge like code savings, but it's something. And I already moved that one, so cool. So now I've got my circle color, and what I can do is fill circle color here, and then I can use my circle color down here. This dot color equals circle color. Maybe I should pass that in as a parameter, but whatever. So all right, let's just see what broke. So now I'm going to click, and what I should see is a random colored circle, and I do. That's cool. And I'm going to release, and it should stay the same color. Cool. I'll click again, and it should be a different color. Cool. And again, nice. It's kind of a cool palette, but whatever. Click, and it should go away. Click, and it should go away. Click, and nothing should happen. Okay, awesome. That feels pretty good to me. Maybe I'll increase my stroke weight while I'm here. It's kind of super dark, but it's okay. Yeah, man, I like that. So what I'm doing is I'm popping the circle that I'm currently drawing, and you know, that works, and that gets pretty close to how I was picturing it. And ooh, here's something. So now as I draw the circle, it kind of follows my mouse. Is that okay? I don't hate it. It seems fine. It's whatever. I think it's okay. If I wanted to avoid that, like only make the circle fill from where I started, I might create some variables up here, circle X and circle Y, and set them to mouse X, mouse Y when I click, but then don't change them as I move the mouse. I could also create like a circle variable that holds my sort of growing circle instead of having these variables up here, but it'll work, whatever, it's fine. So from here, let's do some just like cleaning house stuff. Yeah, it might be too dark. Might be too light, maybe 150, I don't know. I play with background colors too much. It's fine, it's whatever. So there's a couple things I could do. I mean, honestly, I could leave it here. This already gets pretty close to what I was thinking, and what I would do is kind of fill the screen with circles and then print that out, or not print that out, but like save it as a as an image, and you know, upload that to Twitter with hashtag January, and that's my January project. But I kind of wanted to play around with it a little bit more. This has been kind of a quicker one, so I'll say, like, if this is about, if you're kind of satisfied with this level where this code is now, that's totally fine. You can kind of stop watching here and play with the code yourself, and that's totally awesome. But just for my own self-indulgence, I think I'm going to do a couple other things. So you can keep following if you're not bored yet. But I won't be offended if you stop now. Anyway, all right, so a couple things I can do. One thing is I kind of don't like that the circles can go off the edge of the screen. So maybe right here I will, I'll do some, so I'll add some logic here that also pops the circle. So, man, it's going to get kind of confusing, but I could change this to be in a function. I think maybe I will do that. So function is overlapping, so something like that, and then I'll just move this whole thing. Where do I need that? I need this, I think. Maybe I missed a yeah, I did. I missed a parenthesis. So I'll say is overlapping. And let me, I guess, let's tidy this code up. I don't don't love how p5 formats. Actually, that's not bad. That's not bad what it did there. Okay, so is overlapping. So I've just removed that into a function to make this code a little bit easier to read. Nothing should actually change. And I could maybe speed that up, but it's okay. Oh, no, that broke. Oh, duh, I need to return this. Cool. It's kind of gross color combination, but whatever. And what that'll let me do is I'll say is overlapping, or maybe I'll say like is off screen, something like that, and I'll make another function for that. So is off screen, and what I'll do is so return mouse x is less than, what do I want to do? Circle size divided by 2, or, and I'm going to need to format this, but mouse x is greater than width minus circle size divided by 2. I could probably mess with the like circle mode or whatever it's called, so I don't have to constantly divide by 2, but it's okay. Circle size divided by 2, or mouse y is greater than height minus circle size divided by 2. And I have an extra space here. So now I've got is overlapping and I've got is off screen. I already did that. So now if it's overlapping or if it's off the screen, then I pop my current circle. Let's just see. So I'm clicking. Cool. I'm clicking here. Overlapping should still work. Okay. Now I'm going to click up here. Nice. So it'll pop if it hits the edge of the screen as well. Nice. So another thing I want to maybe investigate is, so right now I can kind of just fill my screen with a circle, and maybe that's okay, but I mean, maybe it's okay with the addition of it popping when it goes off the screen. I think maybe it's all right actually. Yeah, I was thinking that maybe I would limit the size of my circle and say like if it gets to be greater than, I don't know, 200 or 300 or something, then it would pop as well. Actually, that's really easy to add, so maybe let's just add that and see if I like it. Circle size is greater than, I don't know, 200. And let's see how this feels. So it kind of just goes away. I don't love it. I think I want to go back. In the other cases, it's fairly obvious what's happening. I guess I could introduce like, maybe it like shakes or vibrates or turns red like right before it pops, and that would be some kind of indicator, but I'm feeling kind of lazy today. I kind of wanted to keep this one a little bit more straightforward, and it's already more complicated than I was hoping it would be. So I think I'm going to skip that and just say if it's overlapping or if it's off the screen, then false. So the next thing I could play with that I had in my mind originally is, right now like when you draw a circle, that circle stays where it is and it's permanent, and if I overlap with it, then the circle I'm creating goes away, but the circle that it overlaps with stays. And I could try to also delete this circle, and let me think about how I would do that. So right now, so it's kind of unfortunate that I put this in a function, because that means that this C variable is kind of far away from where I would need it. So I could refactor this again. I could pop it in here. That's kind of gross because it's like a Boolean function, and I don't think it should have like a side effect. Otherwise, it'd call it like find overlapping circle. Maybe that would work actually. Yeah, let me actually do it that way. So what I will do is do a for loop here. So const C of circles, And I'll steal this line of code and I'll say if, and I need another parenthesis. No, I don't. Then return C. Otherwise, return what? Return undefined, return null? I don't know. I never remember JavaScript stuff, but it's either undefined or null, and it might break. We'll find out. So now, if any of the circles are overlapping, get overlapping circle. If any of the circles are overlapping, I'll return that circle instead. So let's just check that this works. So the way this works, nothing should change. JavaScript will treat that as a Boolean. So let's see. So, all right, filling works, and filling over here works, and let's see if the overlapping logic still works. It does, okay. And let's see if the off-screen logic works. It does, okay. So that all works. So what I can do is, this is getting a little messy, but that's part of code is writing messy code. I'll put this in a variable and I'll say like if overlapping, actually what I'll do, I'll say if overlapping circle, then I'll remove it, and otherwise I'll say if off screen, then I'll remove it as well. So here I need circle filling equals false. And now here's the magic. What I need to do is like circles dot remove the overlapping circle, and I always forget this. So let's see, JavaScript remove element from array. You can tell that I've already looked this up in previous projects, but let's see. All right, Stack Overflow. Oh, I need to get the index of. Okay. So, all right. So what I need to do is array or circles dot splice. Okay. So I need to do circles dot splice some value 1, and that value is circles dot, what was it? Index of overlapping circle. Array dot index of. All right, so now what should happen is the circle that I overlap with will also go away. And let's see how that feels. So that works, and now, cool. I think I actually like that. Yeah. Wait, why did that? Oh, I went off the screen. Okay. Yeah, I'm into this. I think this is pretty cool. I could maybe speed that circle speed up. So instead of plus plus, maybe do plus equals 10. Really speed it up. That's way too fast. Maybe like 5. Yeah, 5 seems about right. It's kind of cool. Yeah, 5 might be a little too fast. Whatever. You can play around with that. As you know, if you've watched any of my other videos, part of creative coding is playing with these like little magic numbers to make it look exactly like how you want. 2 feels pretty good. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna stop messing around with it. Ooh, it's like almost touching. So what I might do is in my overlapping. So right now I just do like, I don't take into account like the stroke size. So distance is less than. So I could do distance plus. I could do circle size plus, or yeah. So here maybe I'll add a little buffer. So now it should pop like right before it intersects. Let's see. Yeah, maybe that's a little too close. Maybe 5. I think it depends on my stroke weight. And right now my stroke weight is 2, but whatever. Maybe 4. Again, creative coding is about messing around with your magic numbers to make them behave correctly. Yeah, I think that's about what I'll call it. Okay. I'm trying to see like how close can I get it. It's not bad. Okay, yeah. Maybe I should decrease that to 1 to try. Yeah, okay. That seems fine. 2, which makes sense because my stroke weight is 2, so yeah, okay. Maybe there's a way to get the stroke weight. Whatever. I could store this in a variable or something, but it's fine. All right, so let me maybe just go over this code, maybe clean it up a little bit. So I create some variables at the top, and these variables represent sort of the circle that I'm currently filling, and I store the already filled circles in this array. I start out with a random color here so that the first time I click, I have a color ready. And in the draw function, if my circle is filling, then I grow it, which is kind of the filling part of it. And then I check whether there's an overlapping circle. And if so, I stop filling my current circle and I remove the circle that it overlapped with. So that's how I get to the sort of the popping both circles effect. I also pop my circle if I'm starting to go off the screen. So if I hit an edge, and I see that I have a similar problem here where I can kind of make the circle touch the edge, and I could change my overlapping circle function to, or my is off screen function to take that into account, like add 2 here, subtract 2, whichever one it would be, but whatever, it's fine. So anyway, I check if the circle is off screen, and if so, I also stop filling it. Otherwise, I fill the circle at my mouse. So that's why the circle kind of follows the mouse around. And then other than that, I just draw the existing circles. And then the functions that I use above are get overlapping circle, which loops through the circles and finds the one that overlaps with my current circle using the distance function and their centers and their radiuses. Is off screen, we looked at this before, but this checks whether I'm going off the left, right, top, or bottom edge of the screen. And then when I press the mouse, I set my circle size to 0 to sort of reset my circle. I also create a new random color, so that's why each circle is a new random color. And I say circle filling is true so that my draw function works correctly. And the opposite happens in mouse released. I check if the circle is being filled, and if so, I add a circle to my array. And the rest of the magic kind of happens in this circle class, which has a constructor that takes the parameters based on the current circle that you're drawing. And I guess, these didn't necessarily have to be parameters because I also store them up here. I could have maybe taken this as a parameter. Since right now it's a little mixed and kind of messy, I might refactor that later, but for the purposes of this video, I think it's okay. And then the last thing that happens is each circle knows how to sort of draw itself. So what we have is, based on the January prompt of any shape, none can touch, my any shape is a circle, none can touch. It's literally that. I've got circles, and none of them can touch. And if they do, they pop. That one went off the screen. So I can click in a circle to pop it as well, which is a nice sort of side effect of the way it works. But other than that, I can kind of fill my screen with circles and create like these interesting patterns. So, well, interesting enough. So I can also pop the ones I don't like. That's cool. So for January, what I'm going to do is kind of just mess around for a couple of minutes, fill my screen with circles, try not to pop them, and then post a few screenshots of that, link to the code, and that'll be my sort of hashtag January project of the day. But if you're watching this video and you're curious about like some other things you could try, you could make this into a game. It's like almost a game right now. You could say something like you have 5 circles and you have to put them in a layout and try to fill like the highest percentage of the screen you can. So it becomes a bit of a game where like you have to lay out the circles and not let them pop, and post your high score being what percentage of the screen did you fill with circles. That could be kind of a fun little game project. You could also try other shapes. So I've just stuck with circles, mostly, honestly, because it's easy to write this function, because it's just the dist function. But you could add some squares or rectangles or triangles in here, and add some diversity to the shapes that you allow. You could also play with, I don't know, like colors. Colors are always fun to play with. Right now mine are all just random, and you could do something like the colors get brighter as they get bigger, or maybe they shift in like what color they are filled with as they grow. So like maybe it goes from blue to purple to red to green, or whatever. Those are just some ideas you could play with. But for me, I'm pretty happy with where we ended up. The code ended up being a little bit more complicated than I was original planning, but that kind of always happens. So that's just part of life. So yeah, I think I'm kind of done with what I set out to do. So looking ahead, let's see. Tomorrow is replicate a natural concept. That's a pretty cool idea, but I'm going to have to think about it to really come up with a good idea. So that's a tomorrow problem. We'll see what happens. But for now, I think I'm going to call this done. I'll say, if you have questions, or if you're not sure like why I wrote a certain line of code or why I did something a certain way, please don't hesitate to reach out. Either post a comment on this video or come to happycoding.io. This is where I hang out. Come to the forum, say hi, and I'd love to hear from you. If you make like a remix of this code, if you take this code and do something cool with it, I would love to see that too. So, please don't hesitate to contact me. But for now, I'm going to sign off and say thanks for watching. Have a lovely day. And as always, happy coding.